All right, y'all. As usual, I keep up with world events when I know they're going to affect you. And because of globalization, we got to have this conversation, right? No shout outs today. I'll get back to shout outs soon. I've been real busy with my regular job, and September is no exception. That's going to be a busy month. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read the article. Postal services across the world announced they are halting shipments to the United States amid President Donald Trump's tariffs. The president announced last month that he would expand the United States' efforts to close the de minimis loophole, which allowed parcels valued at less than $800 to skirt import duties to the entire world beginning August 29th. But postal services across the globe have claimed they have not received guidance from the United States about the new rule ensuing they pay import duties on all parcels entering the country and decided to suspend services to the United States until the issue is resolved. Trump's announcement left European postal services with an extremely short time frame to prepare, especially since these procedures still require numerous clarifications. La Poste, France postal service, explained in a statement to the Financial Times. It will now stop shipping most merchandise to the U.S. on Monday. That's tomorrow, y'all, as will postal services in Austria and Singapore. The UK's Royal Mail also said it would halt shipments to the United States on Tuesday to allow time for those packages to arrive before duties kick in. Items originating in the United Kingdom worth over $100, including gifts to friends and family, will incur a 10% duty, it said. Postal services in Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, and South Korea, meanwhile, have said their suspension on shipments to the U.S. go into effect immediately. PostNord, the Nordic logistics company, and Italy's postal service announced similar suspensions effective Saturday, and Australia Post said it paused transit posts routed from other countries through the U.S., though that only affects a handful of packages. DHL, the largest shipping provider in Europe, also announced this week that starting Saturday, it will no longer be able to accept and transport parcels and postal items containing goods from business customers destined for the United States. Key questions remain unresolved, particularly regarding how and by whom customs duties will be collected in the future, what additional data will be required, and how the data transmission to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection will be carried out, the company said. Trump and European leaders had agreed in a trade framework last month to a 15% tariff on the vast majority of products shipped from the EU, and without the de minimis rule, packages valued at under $800 will now be subject to the tariff. Yet La Poste said the United States did not provide full details or allow enough time for the French Postal Service to prepare for the new customs procedures. Despite discussions with the U.S. Customs Service, no time was provided to postal operators to reorganize and assure the necessary computer updates to conform to the new rules, it said in a statement. PostNL spokesperson Walt Wittenveen also claimed the Trump administration is pressing ahead with the new duties despite U.S. authorities lacking a system to collect them. He said that the Netherlands Postal Service is now working closely with its American counterparts to find a solution. If you have something to send to America, you should do it today, he said. And in India, communications officials said Trump's executive order closing the de minimis loophole requires transport carriers or other qualified parties approved by the U.S. to collect and remit the tariff duties. But several critical processes relating to the designation of qualified parties and mechanisms for duty collection and remittance remain undefined. Consequently, U.S.-bound air carriers have expressed their inability to accept postal consignments after 25 August 2025. That's tomorrow, citing lack of operational and technical readiness, India's communication ministry said. Bjorn Bergman, head of Post Nord's group brand and communication, added that the pause on shipments to the U.S. from Nordic countries was unfortunate but necessary to ensure full compliance of the newly implemented rules. If clarification on the new rules does not come by August 29, Post Europe, an association representing 51 European postal operators, warned that more members will likely follow suit with their own suspensions. The move comes as experts say Americans will soon see increased prices on common goods. Kyle Peacock, founder of Peacock Tariff Consulting, told the Daily Mail that Americans should expect to add an extra $40 a week to their grocery bill within the next 3 to 6 months due to tariffs. We have started to see certain products suffer, he said. Coffee prices have already jumped, so have vegetables. He said consumers will start to feel the blow come October as companies can no longer keep taking on the weight of tariffs themselves. Ari Brish, a St. Edward's University business professor, agreed, saying the lag is due to taking time to propagate in the ecosystem. Some supply and distribution chains prepared themselves and stocked up before tariffs took effect, Brish told the Daily Mail. Fortunately for me as a business owner, right now this only affects Europe and not Africa. But come on, with the rich resources that Africa have and that continent now fighting back, Africa be next. Here's the thing, while I was reading this article, I ordered a hat from Great Britain a week ago that I think has already hit the United States and going past customs. So I'm very thankful that that hat is on its way to Seattle and I don't have to pay that tariff since it's not August 25 yet. This thing, to my knowledge, from the Royal Mail is already in the United States. The bad news for me is that I love Jordanian olive oil, so sometime today I'm going to have to stock up on that, because if you look at this from a global perspective, sooner or later he'll start ticking the Middle East off as well. Look at the stuff happening in Gaza. What am I trying to tell you all with this article? As a person who's about to start a business October 1, and October is when things are going to get bad, this isn't something I wanted to hear right now. Whether you vote for people or don't vote for them, this is the consequence of what you're going to get when certain type of people get in office and they want to throw brat temper tantrums. And in turn, it's gonna cost you. Look, I don't know anything about tariffs, who did what, who didn't do what, why we have to pay a higher price, the purpose of our country doing. I really don't know. I dislike this because I order a particular candy every once in a blue moon from Australia, and I was just looking into buying my clothes from Australian brands because those clothes are of higher quality. Can't do that now. I didn't get to shop in those stores in 2004 when I visited Australia as a sailor. And the thing about it is that we've always had a wonderful relationship in my entire lifetime with the United Kingdom, and now that's starting to see cracks in the veneer. Look around you. It was a well-known fact that Canadians loved going to Florida and loved going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is drowning. See, the thing about that is your actions that you think are good at the time are going to cost people. And this thing is so pervasive and bad that it won't go back to what it was. It doesn't matter that this is a couple of years and this is a blip in our history. This small blip is causing a lot of problems. For me as a business owner, that this is this way means that there's going to be some suffering on my part Because to my knowledge, things like shea butter, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't that go into Europe first and after it comes out of Africa, then from Europe to the United States? It's absolutely absurd at this point. The reason I tell you all this, and this is a story I had to put out today, is because when you shop these things, it's going to affect you. Oh, in South Korea, be ready. Because if you're a fan of any of that manga or anything of that, I think manga's Japanese, and Japan hasn't been mentioned yet. So we don't know where them or China stands. But the fabric of our culture is taking on a lot of South Korean products. If you're a fan of any of that stuff, today would be your day to get that order in, or it's going to suck for you. I'm talking about K-pop, I'm talking about Korean dramas, if you get the DVDs. And any other, and their skincare, like Yes Style, that I like to get skincare from sometimes, don't forget about it. That stuff is about to go up in price. Stop hiding in your corner pretending, because whether you voted or didn't vote, who you did or didn't vote for, this is about to affect everyone. Italy is really hurtful, considering that I may have to eventually get olive oil and chocolate from them. Can't do that now. Vegetables should be easy enough. People should want to go get some fertilizer from a local farmer and start growing your own stuff and start eating in season. See, there's levels to this. You can get around that part. The rest of it, I just think Europe is the beginning, and once we've ticked them off, particularly Great Britain, it's just gonna go downhill from here. And the best we can do is start preparing for the fact that we're not going to have as much as we thought we did in the past. I can give up coffee, though I do want to have my 2 pumpkin spice lattes for the foreseeable future. The thing about it is, coffee has been on that list of things for the longest time that they're saying is going to go up. If you are a coffee connoisseur, thank goodness I had already ordered some and sent it to Mississippi already. You better be ready to not have what you want every day. That just is what it is. Things you're accustomed to, some stuff can't grow because of our climate in the United States, and you better be prepared for the fact that you're going to have to do without. What you want to bet, avocados are next. Chocolate and avocados are my next prediction, because with coffee, chocolate is going to be that's a given. Then after that, it'll be avocados. And any of the specialty things you like to get from the Nordic countries, which they have also great spa and skincare, and the specialty stuff with K-pop that you like to get from South Korea. Don't think for a second that 2026 is a cleansing. If anything, it's gonna get chaotic. That year will start off as the quiet before the storm, in my opinion. I said that 2025 was gonna suck. I just didn't know it was gonna suck this bad. Alright, this is to let y'all know that you got, depending on where you are, anywhere from a couple of hours to a whole day to start getting your specialty products from Europe and from South Korea. Because after that, they can start adding the tariff to it. Alright, this is not gloom and doom. Just get prepared, y'all. Alright, thanks.